And start. We're going live.
All right, the countdown has begun. This is the final game between these two. A lot on the line here. $250. Pride, glory, justice, ire. Core Hall.
Core Hall. Is that the Terran's capital?
I think so.
So we have Char, Core Hall, and Ire. Something like that.
Sure.
All right. All right, cross spawn here. Oh, excuse me. No, it's a one-on-one map. And it is Akalon Wastes. Now, down in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is none other than WhiteRa. Up in the top left-hand corner, we have the yellow Terran player. Series is now tied up at 2-2. Can he finish it? It is Kawai.
Now, what kind of looks are we going to see these two players throw at one another this game? We've seen Nexus first out of WhiteRa every game.
Right.
Will KawaiiRice anticipate this Nexus first if he decides to go with the Nexus first?
Will he try to, be aggressive? 2 racks opening, proxy or something like that?
I definitely think just a single proxy Marauder would have, just one, mix it into the series, would have given KawaiiRice a free win at some point.
For sure. I mean, like, if you can get in there and do a bunch of damage,
you can
crush
concussive shell Marauders. All he's going to have are Zealots. You can kite them all day. He's got to pull probes.
There's something to be said, though, for this being the last game and all that pressure. And then
Absolutely.
You think, do I really want to cheese in my last game? Because if I lose because I cheese, I will hate myself forever.
And it looks like we're going to see CC first and Nexus first out of both players once again.
Yeah, how many probes are queued up right now? Yeah, it is going to be Nexus first from WhiteRa.
WhiteRa really likes that 16 Nexus.
Well, he hasn't been punished yet. Oh,
no.
Whoa. He's going to add a gateway.
Interesting.
And, well, it is a one-on-one map. This is a considerably smaller map than something like Core Hall Compound or Core Hall City or Star Station.
Oh,
so,
you know what I actually think happened here? WhiteRa scouted KawaiiRice's base. He didn't see the command center down yet. I think he assumed that there were proxy Raxes. So he dropped the Nexus. Alright, he dropped the gateway. Because, WhiteRa has to be thinking the same thing we've been thinking.
Right.
Is he going to adapt? Is he going to proxy me? It's got to be running through his head, and I think that's exactly what we just saw. So,
it's interesting.
Safe maneuver there from WhiteRa. Intelligent, but ultimately wasn't the best decision. But playing on the safe side of things.
It will set him a little bit behind economically. That's a great point, though, man, because he didn't see the CC. And he said, oh, I should throw a gateway down just in case I don't want to lose right now to a proxy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're right. It's going to set himself a little bit behind, but with the early gateway, as Protoss against a Terran who goes CC first, you can get some early stalkers out. He might try to be a little aggressive and poke the front door. He's adding on the core right now.
Yeah, but with the double racks follow-up, you're going to have more than enough Marines to hold off any kind of pressure. He's certainly not going to be worried about something like that. But that 6-gate that we saw WhiteRa execute last game on this map certainly can be pretty potent. You do have a very wide ramp at the natural.
Oh, terribly wide ramp.
Yeah, it's difficult to hold off those types of all-ins on this map. So
the same thing for Protoss as well, because you can only force field so much.
I know.
Like a Warhound Marine push could be devastating.
I wonder if it's 3 or 4. It might be 4 on that one.
It looks so big.
That might be 4 force fields to block that.
1, 2. I'm gonna say 4 as well, man.
Yeah, maybe 3. Maybe 3. I don't know.
Wide load.
Wide load indeed.
Yeah, well, maybe Kawhi will also be thinking on the same wavelength we are and saying, hey, that's a big ramp. Force fields are not very good on this map.
Early bio pressure can be very effective.
Or Warhound Marine.
Absolutely. But, he is already at 3 Raxes.
Okay.
He's just now getting his double gas going. He's going to get a bunker down here at the front just to be safe. Continuing to add Marines. Going to start macroing up behind this. And it looks like Kawhi is just going to play a standard Wings of Liberty style bio game here. We'll have to see if he decides to add in those Warhounds. But, I've got to say, after watching Illusion play those games, man, Illusion has some very well thought out, well worked out Heart of the Swarm beta builds, man. I mean, he was really just showcasing the power of Warhound and Battle Hellions, the contain on WhiteRa.
You heard the running joke so far, man? It's the Heart of the Warhound.
Heart of the Warhound beta.
And it looks like a Zealot and Stalker. Oh, so many Marines, though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Zealot and Stalker. What is WhiteRa doing? He's flirting with death here. Now, a Stalker can snipe Marines, theoretically, forever, until the Marines gets him.
does not care about the Marine.
But it's risky. Yeah, he doesn't care about no Marines, man.
And it looks like it looks like KawaiiRice is getting the supply depot wall here at the front. He's also adding add-ons to all of his Raxes. Probably gonna get a tech lab.
Are we gonna see Warhound production?
I think we're gonna see Bio Warhound here, and I really like the fact that he's mixing the Warhounds in. I thought he was just gonna go straight into mass Bio, quick medevac production, get those dual engineering bays down, but he's getting combat shield here. First Warhound is on the way, so this could be a Marine Warhound combat shield push.
And we were talking about the force fields on the ramp not going to be very effective on this map. WhiteRa also did not decide to make a mothership core this game, and he already said before he feels a little weird about the mothership core. He doesn't know.
So do I, man. I mean, it's
a lot of Protoss feel the same way.
Yeah, when I play Protoss in Heart of the Swarm, I feel a lot of times that, you know,
it's an expensive boss at the beginning of the game.
I build that mothership core early on, and I don't really see any early game uses for it unless you're forced into a defensive position and your mothership core happens to be there because it moves so slow. It has to be in the right position.
Now, so we don't have a mothership core coming for WhiteRa. But one thing to note is it doesn't look like Kawhi is going to push yet.
No, I think he's going to wait for Stim.
He might wait for Stim, which is going to really bolster his army.
No medevacs, though.
WhiteRa is going for a very quick Storm upgrade here.
And you know what? I think that's just about the perfect counter.
Yeah, this is like the best thing. Because the Colossus isn't bad, but the Warhound's pretty good against Colossus. But the Storm or Archons, oh, that could be the perfect counter to Warhound Marine. But will he get it out in time?
I don't know.
I don't think so, man.
I don't know if he's got enough to hold on here. That's a ton of combat shielded
But the Marines won't have Stim, so that's one thing going good for WhiteRa, and he won't be able to force field the Stim. He's going to need to use Guardian Shield, and the Sentry uses Guardian Shield. He
does have charge, though. He does have charge.
Oh, that's going to help a lot. He's going to pull the Zealots away now, though, and bringing in some more Zealots. Will he have enough to make a hold here? The Zealots all getting around the Marines and Warhounds.
Can he force field in the back? He does have enough energy. He could have force fielded in the back, but I think he's going to be able to clean it up either way.
Yeah, Charge Lot's so good. And here comes a Templar. The Storm is almost done researching. It doesn't look like he'll need to use it, though. And the Marine Warhound push gets absolutely shut down. But it's not a bad trade for KawaiiRice. He actually killed off a lot of Zealots.
Yeah. I mean, I still think it was worse for him.
Oh, yeah, it was worse for him.
If we look at the supplies, 78 for WhiteRa, 63 for KawaiiRice. You know, kind of an interesting timing to push there. You know, 30 seconds before Stim finishes.
Right. Kind of like an awkward timing.
And then also no medevacs. I think medevacs would have been essential there, especially when you have that many Marines. I think adding the starport, swapping onto one of the reactors that was on the barracks, and getting 2 medevacs. So wait for Stim, wait for the medevacs, then hit the push. But as is, the single Warhound with that many Marines, I mean, you're going to need at least 2 to 3 Warhounds to really make that effective.
Right.
Kind of a wonky timing, kind of off-kilter push there from Kawhi.
The funny thing is, WhiteRa never really made that much Stalkers because he knows, and I think all Protoss know now, that Stalkers are terrible against Warhounds.
Oh, yeah.
They're terrible. So WhiteRa just said, I'm going to make a lot of charge lots.
Oh, he's been getting charged very early every game.
And he's got Storm and Archons already, too.
And that's one of the meta shifts we've seen. You know, Protoss players are starting to learn how to adapt. Protoss players have been complaining across the board. I mean, everybody's very upset. They think Protoss is super weak. But you see a player like WhiteRa, who's able to make it quite far in the tournament, may or may not end up taking 3rd place. But, you know, he's making these interesting adaptations, getting very early charge, getting armor upgrades, getting quick storm. I mean, he's shown a lot of different strategies, and this push from WhiteRa is going to be so hard for him to hold off.
KawaiiRice is going to have to really dodge the storms, man. There's 4 Templars here ready to go with Psionic Storm. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble for sure, man. And you know, Kawhi, if you could get some Battle Hellions out right now, that would help so much.
He's going to have to sack the 3rd. I don't think there's any way for him, and yeah, he evacuates immediately. Stim is done. Yeah, he's going to start to pick off these Zealots here.
He's got to try to do as much damage while Stim is engaged, but there's Storm ready to go, and Kawhi sends a small patrol out to try to bait the Storm. but WhiteRa doesn't fall for the bait, and Guardian Shield coming down right now, and WhiteRa just trying to clear the perfect storm. Not a bad storm, but not the best. And that storm rips through the Marines.
Storm number 2 hitting home.
Yeah.
KawaiiRice using that bunker to great effect, though. That bunker really helping out. Brilliant dodge right there.
He's not repairing the bunker, though, and the bunker
Does
goes
he
down.
have enough to kill these Archons, man? The Archons pushing their way through.
It's going to be really close. One Archon super close to dying, and it will fall to those Marauders, but reinforcement Zealots are coming in.
Yeah, that many charge lots coming in. Does he have the production to hold this off? I don't know. WhiteRa pushing his way into the main base. SCV's being pulled off the line. KawaiiRice is on his last leg here. His tournament life is on the line.
Yeah.
And he could potentially lose right here. He did manage to save that third orbital. 44 workers have been killed. And I think that might just end up being game.
Yeah, even if he recovers, even if he kills off this army, he just doesn't have the economy to stay in game with WhiteRa. Meal's coming down. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. WhiteRa is your 3rd place finisher. $250 is his. Well, that was an amazing set.
Yeah, that was a great series between KawaiiRice and WhiteRa right there. Let's see if we can get Alexi in on an interview real quick before we head into the grand finals.
All right, and for all you guys who may be watching this on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video right now. Thanks all for tuning in. Next up, we'll have the grand finals. I guess this is also for the guys on the stream.
We're going to hop into a quick commercial break, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay posted right here. Let's build some hype. We're about to go into the finals. Illusion versus Cats.
Right.
2 players that, in my opinion, have been showing the most unique builds. They've been using the most Heart of the Swarm units.
And it's fitting that they made it to the grand finals.
And they've made it the farthest.
Right.
So we've proved it. The players who are adapting to the Heart of the Swarm style are really the ones who are thriving in the Heart of the Swarm tournament.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.